Hey, Chris Liepe here. I promised more Hayley Williams, and I'm making good on that promise. And I'm doing this series on Hayley Williams for two reasons. Number one, many of you have been asking for it for many years. And number two, I love pulling from vocalists who are especially expressive and comfortable. This comfortability makes them more expressive, interactive, and giving to their audiences, which is actually the precursor to a great voice. It's not great technique. It's not giftedness necessarily or natural talent. It's the ability to be confident, comfortable, and expressive, and comfortable with your ability to express and share.
I don't even know myself at all. I thought I would be happy by now, but the more I try to push it, I realize gotta let go of control. Gotta let it happen. Gotta let it happen.
Okay, I gotta go back. Listen to her beautiful, seamless transitions between her chest voice and her head voice. One of them earlier, which I'll point out, was happening on one note. So smooth.
I don't even know myself at all. I thought I would be happy by now.
Happy by now. She transitioned on happy with just a whole step change. She doesn't need to hit that note in head voice, but it's part of the energy she's projecting right now. This is a decision to resonate in a certain way. Accessing your head voice is not something that we should do because we need to. It should be done because it's something that feeds the emotion and the vibe we're trying to create.
I thought I would be happy by now.
Happy by now. And then she lands on by now in a grounded chest voice.
I would be happy by now, but the more I try to push it, I realize gotta let go of control.
Beautiful.
Gotta let it happen.
Right there, at the very end of happen, on the same note, she's transitioning. Ah, head voice, ah, chest voice, ah, and then feathering into vibrato. By the way, if you'd like more help doing this very thing with your own voice, not simply imitating and therefore getting frustrated, but pulling inspiration out of singers you love and finding out what that can really do for your voice, click the link below and join my free course, and I'll help you do just that.
Gotta let it happen. Gotta let it happen.
Head voice.
Gonna let it happen. Gonna let it happen.
There's so much head voice going on here. We can't discount that.
Gonna let it happen. And it's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. And when it's dark out, no one's around, it keeps glowing. Put your cell phones and lighters up high. Come on, Chicago!
She modeled something. She modeled sort of an interaction with the audience before she asked the audience to do anything. A lot of performers who want interaction from their audience will ask something of the audience before they model or give something with their body language, with their posture, whatever. And she's doing a really good job of making this feel relaxed and natural. I think that's one of the reasons that she's such a great performer, is you feel included and at ease when you're watching her and listening to her, but in particular, watching her perform live.
Up high. Come on, Chicago!
that H on happen is a little different than your typical soft onset. Ha, ha. There's an extra sigh and a squeak in it.
I'm gonna let it happen.
It kisses her head voice. Ha, ha. She sighs first into her head voice and then gives it a chest voice. Happen, happen. And then she's super engaged and a little bit raspy in her chest voice. If you try stuff like this with your own voice, particularly in notes that seem out of range, to sigh into it with your head voice and then support it and drop it into your chest voice, same note, you'll find that you're able to hit higher notes more powerfully with less tension, which is what we all want when we sing.
I'm gonna let it happen.
So quick. It's so quick, but it's there. Listen to the chirp again.
I'm gonna let it happen. Gonna let it happen. Gonna let it happen. Come on.
There it was again.
Gonna let it happen. Come on. It's just a spark. Listen up to keep me going. And when it's dark out, no one's around. It keeps growing.
Listen to how she grows and shrinks that phrase.
Listen up to keep me going.
Keep me going. She opens that vowel up. It's not just keep me going, brightens it and adds just a little bit of compression to the note as she's brightening it. And then she cools it off.
To keep me going. And when it's dark out, no one's around. It keeps growing. How it's just a spark. Listen up to keep me going.
Ooh, believe it or not, there's a lot of similarities between what she's doing here with her approach and what Freddie Mercury does. A single note that shrinks and grows and changes in resonance and tone because partially the vowel is modified, but partially the airflow and the overall placement of the note. Maybe it's a little bit more nasal for part of the phrase, and then it's less nasal. Maybe it's more forward and more belty for part of it, and then placed back a little bit more for the rest of it. When we work on these kinds of things with our own voice, it's very important not to say, I want to do it just like Hayley, or I want to do it just like... It's important not to do that. What we want to do instead is listen to what they're doing, just like I'm doing here. Listen to what they're doing and then put it in your own voice. Sing it with your own notes in your own comfortable range. She's very comfortable. We want to be comfortable too when we're interacting with our voice as we're pulling from some of the things that she does. So keep me going. Ooh, darker. Do you hear how she was very bright on the word dark and then darkened her voice as she went down in pitch? It sounds like a completely different vocalist. This contrast is what we love about her voice.
And when it's dark out, no one's around. It keeps growing. And the salt in my wounds isn't burning any more than it used to. It's not that I don't feel the pain, it's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore.
Listen to how she exits this phrase here.
I'm not afraid of hurting anymore.
Hurting anymore. There's this sigh, this relief. She's not afraid of hurting anymore. It's like her vocalizations are mirroring or expressing exactly what she's saying. This is not about hitting notes. This is about connecting with what you're saying and letting your voice connect in certain ways. Did she plan to sigh for a particular length right there? No, she didn't plan that. That's not a technique thing, although it is a technique thing. But in this case, it's just living your music, living what you're singing. This vulnerability and genuine nature is what makes singers great, not the fact that they can hit certain notes.
It's not that I don't feel the pain, it's just I'm not afraid of hurting anymore. And the blood in these veins isn't pumping any less than it ever has. You sing this line with me loud, and that's the hope I have. The only thing I know is keeping me alive. Chicago!
Let's hear that. I like that little introduction to grit there.
That it ever has.
That ever has. She's spitting out those words in a different way than she has previously in the song. It's fun to hear this character start to come out.
Isn't pumping any less than it ever has. You sing this line with me loud, and that's the hope I have. The only thing.
And that's the hope I have. If you're afraid to sound stupid or out of place when you are pulling things from a vocalist you love, you'll never go anywhere with your voice. You have to get over that hump. That's the main reason I make silly noises or pull phrases out and have fun with them, because I realize that that's the best way to learn. And in that freedom and knowing a little bit about how my voice works, I can summon grit by understanding how to control air, using compression to create that aggressive sound. This is what she's doing too.
With me loud, and that's the hope I have. The only thing I know is keeping me alive.
Hear a little Gerard Way there. Escaping me.
Chicago, let's go. Gotta let it happen. 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 Gotta let it happen.
There it is again. Happen. Honk it.
Gotta let it happen. Gotta let it happen. That's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. So if I let go of control now, I can be strong. Now no one's around, it keeps growing. And it's just a spark, but it's enough to keep me going. So if I
Ooh. Did you hear what she did on Keep Me Going that time? So keep me going! Not only did she's not saying going or go in, it's go in. And then she sighed, cracked, chirped, similar to the way I pointed out in the beginning, entered into her head voice just for a second, released whatever tension would have been there, and then grounded in an open vowel. It sounds so much better and free than to keep me going, to keep me going. Whew. There's a lot of power in how you choose to place your notes and how you choose to transition between notes. What happens between the notes is often just as important as the note, or maybe more so, because it helps you get to a place with certain notes you wouldn't otherwise be able to get to.
keep me going. So if I keep my eyes closed with the blind hope, no one's around,
There was another beautifully grown note like I was talking about earlier where she actually brought the resonance back a little bit, opened her mouth, made it a little bit more brash. It's a lot like Freddie Mercury. Mama, ooh, right? Directing that resonance. It's not just mama, ooh. Same thing here. Ooh, that was beautiful. She gets back into her head voice a little bit there. Again, not out of necessity, not because she has to hit those notes in head voice. It's because she's calming down. And her vocal expression is perfectly in step with the dynamics of the band and how she's feeling at this point in the song. Hello. Wow, thank you for suggesting this video. Lots to pull from, whether you're a singer or just love to listen to Paramore and Hayley Williams. Again, if you'd like help working on your own voice, unlocking things you never knew were there, click the link below and join my free voice course. We'll see you for more.